On October 7, at 6:30 a.m., when the sirens starts, I was already awake, sitting on the couch with my coffee in my home in Kibbutz Nir Oz, near the Gaza border. I ran to our bomb shelter, brought the dog inside, and screamed from my boyfriend Matan. 10 minutes after the first sirens, we start hearing gunfire and screams in Arabic. The kibbutz groups chat were already filling with messages about terrorists breaking into homes, one by one. Eventually, our turn came. They broke into our home, shooting everywhere, smashing everything. Matan and I jumped out the window, trying to save our life by running in different directions. I was so paralyzed by fear that I frozen and started hiding outside behind a cabinet. Then I felt a strong yank on my hair, a knee streak on my stomach, and they dragged me across the floor. They threw me against a wall and gave me 7 guns, RPG, and grenades at me. The only thought running through my head was, why does my family have to see me die like this? After threats, beatings, and more dragging, they threw me into a motorcycle and put me a plastic hood over my head. I had no idea what happened to Matan. On the way to Gaza, they keep beating me because for them, I was a prize. They also start touching me everywhere, and at that point, on the motorcycle, I passed out. Physically and mentally, I couldn't handle it anymore. I guess my body preferred to shut down. I wake up in some ruined house, lying on rocks, surrounded by Hamas terrorists. I was suffering for a fractured jaw, a broken pelvis, ear damage for explosion, and a burning leg. And that was not everything. I was also on my period when they kicked me. Try ask Hamas terrorists for a sanitary pad when you can't even move because of your injuries. On the first day, many people came to see me, to play mind games. One of them fixed it on me. He told me I will never leave, that I was beautiful, that we were going to marry and have children. Even if there was a deal, I would not be released. He handed me his gun, told me to play with it, and stole all my jewelry. The next day around noon, they brought me another hostage from Nir Oz. That gave me strength. I realized I wasn't alone. We looked out for each other. After a week, they moved us to a different place. I found myself walking through Gaza streets, holding the terrorist's hand if I were his wife. With barely any food, almost no water, constant psychological terror. In 55 days in captivity, I lost 24 pounds. The terrorists detected everything. When we can speak, when we could go to the bathroom, when we could get up, they wake up in the middle of the night for make us interrogations. From the moment I was captured, 2 guards were with me all the time. They did not wear Hamas uniform. They dressed like civilians. They told me that one of them is a math teacher and the other one is a lawyer. For 50 days, they make sure I could not escape. They told us all the time that we are going to be hostage for 5 or even 10 years. 4 days before my release, someone knocked on the door. We wake up terrified, thinking we are going to be included in the deal. But they came to tell us we are going to home. They changed our clothes, moved us, and prepared us to leave. But it was a lie. They transferred us to a hospital where we meet a third hostage. The next morning around 10 a.m., they told us again that we are going home. They moved us to another room, braved us, shaking us, gave us supplies, and told us to get into a car waiting outside. But instead of taking us to freedom, they take us to a tunnel. There we saw more hostage, some whom were my friends for Kibbutz Nir Oz. After more than 50 days, that I found out that my boyfriend Matan was also hostage. Just a short distance away, but I couldn't reach him. I begged the terrorists to let me see him, but they say later. The next day, they told me I was leaving. I refused. I want to see Matan. So I left with a hole in my heart, promised my friends I will do everything in my power to bring them home. And now I'm keeping that promise. Please, help bring Matan home. President Trump is doing everything in his power to demand the release of all hostages. We are so grateful for that. Please stand behind me. Please leave all the hostages back home. I want to be a bakery again. I want to be able to try to rebuild a life after this hell. And in the only way I can be able to do that is when all hostages come home. So I didn't ask why I'm here, then they know. I don't want to bring my boyfriend in a bag. I want to be able to be behind in the promise that I did it to my friend that I went to return alive.